There, what do you got?
Yes, sir. When you were in Enterprise and doing the episodes for that, how was it again working with Scott Bakula when you got back with him?
Well, I truly love Scott. We're really close. We had a wonderful almost 5 years together. So of course it was really nice for me to work with him again. And I would look forward to doing another show with him. I hope that happens. He's just a great guy. He really is. Yes.
Do you plan on doing any work for Caprica, or have you been asked to do anything for that?
Say that again.
Have you been asked to do any work on Caprica, the new series?
No. There is, not many people seem to know this, but after the last episode of Battelstar, I did a 2-hour DVD movie of Battelstar. It hasn't come out yet. Should be out September, October. It's called The Plan. And it kind of explains what happens from the beginning of Battelstar, the cause of the whole deal. It's me. Cal. Yes.
How do you feel about the development of your character? Because when you were kind of counseling the chief through his identity crisis, when he was afraid that he was going to sound, I felt like your character then was very different from the one that you became after you Caprica, where it seemed like you're much more ruthless and decisive and calculating, and I felt like your character, the first one was a little more personable. Did it feel like that to you?
Well, that's probably because, see, there's more that the Camel is cloned to infinity. And Camel 1 is really hard-nosed. Camel 2 is much more sympathetic to humanity, and they just assume they get to survive, whereas Camel 1 wants them all lost. So that's a different, there's many different characters because of the lives they live. One was on the battleship with the people out in space, and the other was on Caprica with the humans. So that's the reason for that. Anybody else? Yeah.
I was just wondering if you could pick one episode from each season of Quantum Leap as your favorite from that year, which ones would they be?
Well, I have an extraordinary memory, but that's exclusively for dialogue. And that's something I just happened to learn as a child. But other than that, sometimes I forget my own name. So I can't really tell you which was my favorite. It was 97 hours of Quantum Leap. And to pick one in there is really difficult. There was one where he was a gunfighter that I kind of liked quite a bit. We did a lot of fooling around. We did a lot of improvising on that show. And that one I thought was kind of funny. Yeah?
I kind of brought this up when you were signing my photo. You've been in the art since 1942? 43. 43? Wow. That's impressive. Yeah. You know, I was looking at your IMDb and it's like, at what point are you just going to say, okay, that's it, I'm good? You know?
Are you close right now? Yeah, the first thing I did was play on Broadway because my father was in the theater. In fact, he was the voice of Prince Charming in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And he heard he and my mother were breaking up. He was breaking up with her. And he told her that there was a play casting for a bunch of kids. So my mother took my brother and I down to this casting thing. And next thing I knew, I was on the stage in Broadway. I was 6, 69. And I was seen in that by a talent scout from Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, and they signed me up to make movies, and I've been making movies ever since. Probably over 150 movies. Yeah, someone? There.
Your time in Dune, how did you feel when they remade that movie again?
I didn't see it. I didn't see the remake of it, so
Oh, you
I don't
didn't?
know. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah.
Speaking of your wide range of movies and TV on IMDb, I saw that you were in Jeopardy in 1982. I was only about 9 or 10, so I didn't see the episode. I'm going to try out in March to be on the show. Do you have any tips for how to get on the show?
The only tip is when you answer the question you ask it.
I know, but like buzzer? You know, how do you get too fast with the buzzer?
I just hit the buzzer automatically, and then I tried to figure out if I knew the answer.
Well, you light up first?
Yeah, just hit the button.
Yeah, did you get to answer the question first? Did you beat everybody else?
I did.
You bet.
There was a group of celebrities, and they divided them up, because you couldn't put them all on one thing. And I made the most outside of one other in the group who was Cheech from Cheech and Chong. He made a couple of dollars more than I did. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, since you did start out as a child actor, so many child stars don't make the transition well and never then have a successful career as an adult actor. How did you manage to make your transition work and, you know, avoid what they call that child actor curve?
Yeah. Well, I just feel I'm lucky. You know, I'm blessed to have survived it, because apparently, if you look at other examples, it's not an easy thing to do. But it was just in the cards for me to make it through. I don't know how I made it through. And here I am. Yeah.
So much passion for Quantum Leap. Thank you so much for so many entertaining episodes. It seemed like a show where the actors were real passionate about what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you could just throw us anything, any little story or any little thing about you and Scott working together that was, you know.
Well, I loved it the minute I read the title script that Don Battelstar sent, and I loved it that he cast me in it. Once I was in it, I just took off with it, and I made Al mine, you know. And I did a lot of improvising, and I did a lot of fooling around with it. The little link to the main computer. It was my idea. I did it all the time. And Don loved that, so he started putting in sounds when I would hit it. He would go, oh, like that. And he also found, I can't remember the gentleman's name for you, who designed the costume specifically for me, for Al. He was hired on just to do one quarter. And Don told him he wanted something like Jack Nicholson in The Witches of Eastwick. Remember that. So there I was in all this flamboyant wardrobe, and my little link to the future or the past or whatever that was. And from then on, Scott and I hit it off immediately, just really beautifully. And so from then on, we just had an enjoyable time with it. When it was a serious episode, we took it seriously. Most of them were kind of light, and I always try to take it light.
I think the chemistry between you two in the show, I think most of us who really loved it, as much as we loved the stories and the sci-fi, I think I was watching it for y'all's friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
I do